This one's going to be a bit of a roller coaster, but let me promise you that there is a point to the end of this wild and winding road. Recently, at a Twitter employee Q&A Thursday of this week, there was a lot of, I'm going to say, discussion that happened. And while I would love to sink into literally everything that happened there, all of which was a gigantic dumpster fire, let's be honest, there's one point in particular that I would like to focus on. And that is Elon Musk believes that one of the keys to success for Twitter's future is somehow convincing YouTubers to sign exclusively with Twitter. Now, he of course acknowledged that right now, video size-wise, that makes no sense whatsoever. But he went on anyhow to continue saying those exclusive contracts would involve an overall 10% increase in revenue to any YouTuber who signs with it. And while I would love to be like, hey, that sounds like a great deal, get that bag, let me also counterpoint almost hilariously by saying, what money exactly? Now you're probably saying to yourself, Dan, you don't have a magic crystal ball. There's nothing that you're looking into and saying, oh, but this is what really is going on Twitter. Obviously, we've seen the mass layoffs and the firings and many people fleeing the what is most likely a sinking ship in Twitter, but they still have to have some money, correct? Well, I think that's the appropriate question to ask. And before we answer that, let's just take a look at exactly what's going on. Now, we started this with an article from Dexerto, and we're going on to Intuit. Many of you will recognize that name from Intuit QuickBooks. Let's just take a look at how much in 2021 the top YouTubers made as a revenue. And we start out with people like Mr. Beast at $54 million, looking at Rhett and Link at $30 million with Good Mythical Morning and their network, and then dropping down to people like Logan Paul at $18 million. That's their revenue in 1 year. Just 1 year. And to top that all off, the average YouTuber with 1 million subscribers, and there are honestly quite a few of those, make about $60,000 a year. Okay, that's a good baseline. That's good to understand. But 10% an increase on that, is that something that, without any development even considered yet, something Twitter could even afford to push in the first place? Elon said at the stockholder meeting, or rather the Q&A meeting, that they simply didn't have the technology yet for YouTubers to post their longer form videos that really make those subscriber hours happen. And when it comes to advertisers on YouTube, you're not just looking at the individual clicks on a video or subscriber count. What you're really looking at is watch hours, fitting more advertisements into a longer video, making sure the viewers are actually watching through the video, and including other sponsored content from third parties outside of YouTube. All goes in to really make a very healthy and robust economy within YouTube itself. And Twitter has nothing to support that in the first place. And to top it all off, right now, advertisers are being shuffled away from the platform, Twitter-wise at least. YouTube, it's actually growing, but for Twitter, it's aggressively shrinking since Elon Musk took over. Not only have many advertisers simply said they don't want to participate anymore, but Musk has said that if Twitter advertisers and brands want to stay on the platform and stay verified, they also need to pay $8 a month. So not only as a brand or an advertiser are you having to pay Twitter for the advertising space, but if you want it to be bumped up in the algorithm, you need to pay the additional $8. And let me tell you, especially in this day and age, no one likes being nickeled and dimed. No one. Even companies who are just trying to get the word out about their product. In addition, there's and I mean so little confidence in what brands are actually saying on Twitter due to the Twitter blue nonsense that just got frozen. A lot of that had to do with an issue that came up with the company that makes insulin, or one of the companies that makes insulin. Their stock prices, after a false tweet or an impersonation almost, stated that insulin was going to be free, their stock prices absolutely plummeted. This was very destructive for the company, and while I'm certainly not going to sit here and defend charging a more than a few dollars for insulin, the fact is that that's not giving any advertiser any confidence. No one wants to be in that environment in the first place. In addition, Elon Musk has come out and said that Twitter is currently losing $4 million a day. Just publicly said that. Just stated that, threw it out to the breeze. And his plan, his brilliant scheme for making up that $4 million is $7.99 for a blue check mark and trying to get as many YouTubers as possible to convert over to Twitter for some reason. They're trying to make up this advertising revenue split, this almost fleeing of advertisers from the platform by nickel and diming people and trying to invest in content. One article actually from Forbes quoted an ad agency that said about 20% of its clients were no longer advertising on Twitter or wouldn't consider it. In addition, they've lost so many major advertisers like General Mills, Mandela's International, Pfizer, Volkswagen, just reading off a list of some of these that Forbes is quoting. But the fact is that I think it's very reasonable to ask the question, what money? And if you as a YouTuber are considering, hey, maybe Twitter is a good idea, hold up, because that money may not even exist. That's all for this discussion. And I hope the point was well made. But as we continue to see the Twitter sinking ship sink ever faster and Musk poke more and more holes into it, certainly we'll continue to discuss. Consider joining my Discord on the Discord. Link is down below. Also, if you enjoyed this discussion and the other videos I do on gaming, consider hitting that subscribe button. Thank you, good night, and good luck.